Good morning, traders. Welcome to the live trading room. I hope you all had a wonderful day. Before we start, on Tuesday, we had an analysis on the Audi pairs. What is today? Today is Wednesday, was it Monday? On the Audi pairs fundamentally and how that was going to affect the market. We will do a recap on that shortly. So looking at the economic calendar, there is also very important news relating to the British pound. So there's the BOE inflation report, as you can see down there at 1300. This is 1300 South African time. So in GMT, this will be +2. You have to add +2. So this is going to be 11. No, it's going to be 2 a.m. Somebody help me here with GMT. I'm getting confused. Okay, so you can check it on your economic calendar. You can check it on your economic calendar. So just check your GMT time relating to that. We will do an analysis tomorrow during the live trading room in anticipation of how the market is going to react. So this will be about 3 hours before. It'll be about 3 hours before, 4 hours before the announcement. So we'll have our analysis before then. Also, please bear with us this week and possibly a huge part of next week as well. We are understaffed. As I have said, Sandile is not feeling well. Currently, we're not able to update all the charts in time, but we are doing our best. So if you do see that there are some charts, the charts are taking a bit long to be uploaded, just bear with us that Sandile, as well as our admin assistant, is all not feeling well. So we are terribly understaffed. So just remember that. And we also will respond to your inquiries. If you've got any queries, we will try to respond to that as soon as possible. So just be mindful that if it's taking too long, it's not because we are ignoring you, it's because we do not have the capacity, and it looks like it's going to be this week and most of next week. Okay, so let's get started with the analysis. I'm going to do a recap of the Audi pairs as we've done since Monday. Let's have a look at Audi. Audi US dollar. We expected a bullish Audi Australian dollar with the RBA announcement. We are currently pushing to the upside. So yesterday we had this deep pullback. We're still pushing to the upside. Now there's an interesting question that came. I think it was Jude who asked the question after the end of the analysis. I'll get to Euro Audi just now. I think that is where most of us make the mistake. So I want to touch on that. So Audi, we are bullish, guys. We are bullish on the Audi. We're looking for this to continue to the upside. Okay, so the Audi is still looking for more upside. Now the question came from Jude when this was pushing to the upside. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to do a replay here of what was happening yesterday when he asked the question. I think we were still only just here. Okay. And he was asking, but the move on our Euro Audi looks very aggressive. Okay, so that is what they want you to see. If you're on a trade here, or if you've just sold here, you are going to panic because you see this is a very strong candle to the upside. So this is why if you are going to take a trade, take it as far as the confirmation is concerned. Unfortunately here, because of the fundamentals, this candle was pretty big compared to what so we did not get quite a good entry here. Because we prefer to have an entry at the 1 hour close. So you would be forgiven for making an entry at this level. But even so, strictly speaking, if you needed to put in your, take a trade there, regardless, you would have to put your stop loss above the flag because we are confirming a breakout of this flag. So that makes it a bit wider. So if you had forced and taken the trade, then that would have happened to you. It would have reversed on you. And that candle looked pretty strong. It actually looks better now because this part is not full. Imagine a full candle and it looks like it's just going to continue pushing to the upside. And you've just taken the trade here and it's going all against you. So if you have placed your stop, you have placed your take profit, which could very likely be here. based on this structure. You have placed your stop loss, or rather your take profit area here, with a 2% risk or less. So whatever happens here, you should be able to place this trade and forget about it until either it reaches your stop, or it hits your take profit, or it gets to an area where you can move it to break even. So what was happening yesterday? So we were getting this aggressive, we call it, so the exact word that Jude was used, I think, was aggressive. And you would obviously see that, so that's what they want you to see. So now if we just play this, the only invalidation, as I said yesterday, this will only be invalidated. Okay, now look at this level. Let's pause it there. Look at this. We will only invalidate this if it hits our stop loss, which is about 30 pips above the upper boundary of the flag. So that is the only way we're going to invalidate the trade. Remember, you already took it. You'll also be forgiven if you let it go, because the stop loss was too wide. So let's say, for instance, you have taken the trade. So you have placed your trade, you have forgotten about it. This is what is happening now. Okay, so this is what is happening now. This is how it's playing out now. So I've always said to remove yourself emotionally from the trade, place your stop and take profit areas in a place where you will not be devastated if your trade does not hit your stop loss, and you will not be too excited if it hits a profit level. Okay, so this is what we have here on Audis. Actually here we were getting a 3-wave pullback. This was a 3-wave pullback and a very nice entry again. If you look at this here on the 1 hour, gave a very nice setup here for another entry. So those who took it around here would have got a very good risk to reward ratio, because then they would have taken it here and the stop loss would have just been above here. So this is how you take the trade. To remove yourself emotionally, don't look at these candles. They will obviously take you through an emotional roller coaster. That's what they want you to see. Okay. I just don't have the 4 hour here. It's not looking as strong as it was here. But imagine this one here, when it was still full here, when this candle was still full, you would have obviously been convinced that we are going to get a move to the upside. And even structurally, you would have seen like, hey, we're actually having a 3-wave structure here and we're going to push to the upside. Okay. And if you look at this stock and the RSI here, we're looking like we're going to make another continuation to the path upside. So this is why at this critical area, you need to make sure that you've got the confirmation via structure as well as the indicator. Both of them must confirm. Okay, so that's how we looked at the Audi pairs. And as you can see, they've all played out exactly as how we focused them on Monday. And that is what we're looking at right now. If you look at pound Audi, what did we say on Monday? We said the exact same thing, that we were going to push to the downside. But pound Audi is not coming down aggressively. But even so, we still expect this to follow Euro Audi and continue to the downside. Whether it makes a 3-wave structure here first and give us this move. Okay, so let's watch this one for more downside. That is pound Audi. Okay, I had skipped power Audi yen. We looked at these two have made this nice 3-wave structure, 1, 2, 3. Day before we actually looked for this to break out of here. It didn't. Instead, we still made one more down here up to this level. So now it looks like we are ready for this move to continue to the upside. Any 1 hour setups, you can look to take it back to about 180, 130, and even more on Audi yen. Right, so let's look at the rest of the Audi pairs. Tomorrow we'll look at all the pound pairs. Let's have a look. That was Audi yen. What else am I missing here? Let's go to Audi New Zealand. So this will be slightly different because Audi and New Zealand are correlated. So it will depend on which one is stronger than the others. That is the ratio between Audi and New Zealand. So those two are correlated, but you see here, the Audi is weak. So we have been seeing that weakness since this level here. But I had expected that at this level with the news, we're going to get at least a 3-wave pullback to the upside so we can see a little bit of strength. So the Audi there is coming out as the strong one. AudiCAD pushing to the upside. We simply said with AudiCAD, we are not seeing any indications of reversal before the news, but we just said because the outlook, the general outlook on all the Audi pairs is looking upside, we're going to expect this to reverse here, and we were here at the time, that was on Monday. All right, so that is Audi Chief. You can see that all the Audi pairs are looking strong. We are now trading above 50, so we expect this to continue trading higher. So look for setups for continuation to the upside on all the Audi pairs. All right, New Zealand CAD. We'll come back to New Zealand CAD. Let's run through all the pairs now from the US dollar pairs. Let's start with the DXY. So the DXY on the 4-hour, we are currently in this corrective structure. We have dropped here with the DXY after making this diagonal. So we've got this pulsing move to the downside here. What we are seeing here is that we're going to get a corrective structure here on the DXY. We don't know how wide, if it's going to be a bit more extended or if it's going to be a little bit more deeper before continuing to the downside. But as you know, the expectation on the DXY is this. Let's go to the DXY in the 4-hour. We are simply looking for this to give us a move to the downside, a pullback here, and a 3-wave move. So we are currently in this corrective structure here on the DXY. When this is complete, we'll look for continuation to the downside. It is exactly the same with the euro. Let's have a look at the euro at the same time. We'll come back to the live charts now. 4-hour on the euro, exactly the same thing. We are looking for a 3-wave structure here. We are currently here. So I'm going to look at these structures here on both. Let's go then to the current charts. Let's look at them in the 1-hour. So on the 1-hour, we are looking at this to be making what looks like a corrective structure here. So we are going to look for this structure to fill in this space here. Then currently it's not clear what we are getting here, because this morning when I was doing my analysis, I was expecting these to continue down here, bounce back up here before continuing to the downside, but currently it's making a push to the upside. So let's see here if that push is only going to come and retest this level. We come back down here, make a move to the upside before we come down. That will still be the bigger A, B, C structure that we are looking for, A and a B and a C. Okay, so let's watch this. For now, we are still just sideways. We are sideways on the DXY, and same and on the euro. Okay, so the euro also coming down with this one here, just breaking lower here. We'd expect that to just come around this level and bounce back up. We are still just going sideways here. Just like the DXY, we've made a strong impulse move to the upside. What you're getting here now is a corrective structure. We just need to see which corrective structure this is going to build. Okay, so that is the euros. We've already gone through Audi, pound US dollar. Pound US dollar, as far as the structure is concerned, we're looking for this to start making a 1. Is this a 2, or is this still going to give us 1, 2, and we get our 2 like that? So either way, we could be complete here, or we could be still coming down here. But if we get a setup, a decent setup like this, like for downside here, we're not going to take it. We're going to look to take it around these levels. Or if we get a continuation pattern here, that means this is not going to give us 1 more down, and we're just going to go straight from that level. US dollar chief. So US dollar chief, we're looking at this one to be a 3-wave structure. We're going to get a pullback here on my US dollar chief. Let's see what we're going to get there. So I'm expecting this to still continue to the downside here, because it doesn't look like the US dollar is, doesn't look like we are going to see the weakness of the US dollar in this session. Looks like we're still going to see a little bit more upside before coming down here for this one. US dollar CAD. Now US dollar CAD has made a 3-wave structure. Would this be all the correction with 3 waves? And this completes the move to the upside. On the 1 hour, would look for this one here. So we'll need to look at the daily chart to confirm if that is a reversal. Where is the daily RSI? We're going to get that as a reversal. Let's have a look. The daily actually looks more upside if you look at this. So any setup for more upside means this move to the upside has ended and we are only going to get a 3-wave structure. Whether we're going to get another move in 3 waves here doesn't matter, but this is what we're seeing on the daily. As much as we have come down with this move, the RSI on the daily still remains above 50. So US dollar CAD may still push to the upside, not because of the US dollar strength, but maybe because of the CAD weakness. Audi, we've already gone through that. New Zealand. New Zealand, I'm on the daily, so we're simply looking at this structure here. So on the New Zealand, should be strong with the Audi. Look for entry here in the 4 or the 1 hour. Doesn't look like we've got anything on the 4 hour. Let's have a look. Now set up on the 4 hour. Nothing on the 1 hour. Okay, so we wait for that to give us an opportunity, but we know that the trend is upside now. US dollar yen, let's go back to the 4 hour. Okay, so US dollar yen continues lower. We're looking for this to come down here and make a move to the upside. So we'll be looking for any signs of reversal here around the 4 hour time frame. US dollar ZAR, we've made a strong impulsive move to the downside. Are we going to see the US dollar make a pullback with the CAD now showing some strength? Let's see here. We can start getting the US dollar to do this, or rather the US dollar ZAR to pull back as follows. Whether this is going to give us the same structure as the US dollar CAD, we're going to see depending on how this moves up, whether it moves up correctively or it goes up impulsively. All right, this is now pound yen. Let's have a look here at pound yen. Pound yen on the 4 hour looks like we are ready for another leg up higher. We are looking for this on pound yen. A confirmation to the upside will be a trade to the upside. Euro. Euro still gonna push to the downside here before any bounce around this level. But we're not even gonna look at this bounce because this can continue to the downside. We can just continue to the downside. We've made this 3-wave corrective structure. We expected the euro to start making a pulse move to the upside, but instead just made a 3-wave structure. We're now here. Any continuation pattern here on the 1 hour, we'll look for the euro to come back around these levels. JPY yen. JPY yen, if it's going to push to the upside, we are currently here. A move to the upside will be confirmed by a 4-hour candle closing above the boundary. Otherwise, we can just continue pulling back. It has also made this 3-wave structure to the upside, and we can continue to the downside. This can still drop below 50 without pushing up higher. CAD yen. Could CAD yen be done with this expanding flat? And we look for more move to the upside. So we're still waiting for that confirmation here. So all of a sudden, the yen pairs are not so clear. We've got the New Zealand yen, which we're expecting this to be a 3-wave corrective structure. And for this to make a move to the upside here, that will be a ABC corrective structure. So this we can still get to about 77.60 on New Zealand. Audi yen, we've already looked at that one with the yen pairs. We are looking for this to at least come back to around this level, like New Zealand. Gold will see a bit more downside here. We are still within this corrective structure. We're expecting this structure here on gold and for this to continue lower here. Silver. Silver, we're seeing a bit more upside, but not so aggressive. So we can see silver making a 3-wave structure here and pulling back. Platinum continues lower. But with this on platinum, we've made what looks like a 3-wave structure here. 1, 2, 3 with a running flat there. Now we continue with the move to the downside. This looks like a 1, and we're going to get a pullback here. We're going to get a pullback here in 3, which we can still sell to the downside. Brent crude. We are still bearish here for now. 1, 2, 3. We'll see this make a move to the downside as follows. Pound CAD. Since breaking out of here, it has been on an uptrend. Any continuation pattern here should see pound CAD retest previous high, recent high at 75.50. Pound Audi. We've already gone through pound Audi. Pound New Zealand will continue lower together with pound Audi. So for now, the next target on pound Audi will be, let's see here, 1, 2, 3. It's coming down impulsively. So this level can be a structural level where pound New Zealand can come and bounce. This structure here, as you can see here, it is 3, 1, 2, 3, and an impulse. We're getting a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So that is an ABC corrective structure and not a WXY. So we'll see at this level whether we're going to get a bounce. For now, you can trade it lower to around this level. All right, pound chief. Is pound chief going to start a move to the upside? It's not as convincing as when we were still here. Looks like we're still going to see one more down here on pound chief. Euro pound. No change, nothing changes here. We're still looking for this to come and retest this level. Okay, we're still looking for this to retest this level. As you can see here, 4 hour, we are below 50. So euro pound should come and retest 84, 84.68. Euro New Zealand, obviously with the pound New Zealand pushing lower, this will continue to the downside. There is no trade set up here on Euro New Zealand. Euro Audi we've already gone through, still pushing lower. Euro CAD, will Euro CAD continue to push to the upside? Euro CAD will continue lower. We are seeing this as a corrective structure, so we're expecting Euro CAD to do this. On the 4 hour, we're at the top here. Looks like we're going to drop below 50 here. So Euro CAD looking downside. Euro Chief, we keep saying the same thing about this one. Keep selling whenever you get this. Nothing new here on CAD or on Euro Chief. Every time you get that, you sell it. Long-term downside. We've got a monthly downside on Euro Chief. Audi New Zealand, we've already gone through. Audi CAD, we've gone through the Audi pairs. Let's go. New Zealand CAD continues to push to the upside with the Audi pairs. So it's going up in 5 waves here. We'll expect a pullback and continuation to the upside. No trade set up there. New Zealand Chief. So New Zealand Chief looks like we've got an interesting structure here. We've identified this before, that this is a W, X, Y, X, and a Z. Okay, so now we expect this to start pushing to the upside. Any continuation pattern here is set up on the 4 hour. We look to take it up higher. We are well above 50 here. So you want to see a reset. You want to see this one pull back, but continue to the upside. So we want to get a corrective structure at current levels. CAD Chief. CAD Chief, we want to see if we're going to get a bounce here at this level. So we may get a bounce here at this level. All right, let's go to the indices. Setups all around on the 4 hour. So you can buy the S&P 500 for another leg higher as far as 450. You can see that all indications, we've got RSI above 50, we've got a reset, we've got a structure. All indications are for another leg up higher on the S&P 500. Dow Jones, same thing, nice 4-hour setups. These are ideal setups on the 4-hour. You want to see more upside here. We're above 50 here, looking for more upside. So the S&P 500 and the Dow looking very good with a nice setups on the 4-hour. Okay, the Nasdaq, the structure is not so clean, but with this, we can see that we can still push to the upside like that. Let's look at the UK 100. One single motive wave, we've not had a decent correction, so this can still just push to the upside with the 1-hour corrective structures. DAX, we're still within this corrective structure. We'll expect the DAX to continue pushing to the upside. Nikkei, still trading lower within this structure. Nothing has changed. We still want this to come around this level before we bounce up. Nifty, nothing more to say. We've been looking at this ever since it started building. We looked at this as a regular flat, and now we're all the way up. If you're trading the Nifty, you should be in good profits on that one. All right, let's go to the cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, we've been expecting these to make 1 or 2. So this could go up impulsively. So we have got this as a 1, 2, 3 here, ABC with 3, 3, 5. So likely that we've got these 3 waves complete here on Bitcoin. This was the high that we reached on Bitcoin at about 41, 42,000, and we are now pulling back at this level. So that means our C will now be at this level, and we can start getting that pull back to get that, we can get that B wave with a double correction as follows. With a B correction as follows. That looks awkward to look at, draw it like that. So we've been looking at that to make a structure like that. Let's go back to the daily so you can see what we have there before. So this is what we have here. On the daily, we are simply looking for this to be a B wave, but that B wave can come with a double corrective structure here. So far we've reached a 42 level. We can get this pullback here in 3, and we can get another 3 waves push to the upside to about 45,000. And that will be 1, 2, 3 up, W, 1, 2, 3 down, X, and 1, 2, 3 up, Y, which will then be the B in yellow. Excuse this color here. I should have used the red under the yellow so we can show this here. So that's what we're looking at on Bitcoin. So the current move to the downside looks to be making that X on Bitcoin. We are looking to start making that X. So that means, excuse me, that this is complete with 3, 3, 5, right? And then we're getting a 3 wave pullback, which would be an X. And we've shown the structure before, even during the weekly outlook, a W, X, Y structure. That's what we're looking at here. So when you see a pullback on Bitcoin, could be just to complete this move before we push up higher. That does the C wave move, that is right now, the C wave move mean the downward move will be deeper? Not at all. C wave just means that it is the completion of this pattern. The C just means it is the completion of this pattern with A, B, and a C. It does not determine how deep this is going to be if you are referring to this move. Okay. All right, so that is Bitcoin. We'll expect obviously the rest of the cryptocurrencies to follow suit with these structures. Ethereum has made a 3 wave structure we're expecting that we get at least a 3-wave pullback. Will it get to around this level and continue pushing up higher again? For now, we just want to see this pullback. Okay, so that is Ethereum. Litecoin will be the same, exactly at a regular flat area. So we can get this one starting to make a move to the downside as follows. XRP, similar, regular flat here. Let's see what we get here. Are we going to get a continuation to the downside? Let's see. Doge. Right, so Doge is looking downside here. We've got a move to the upside. We've got 1, 2. Looks like we're still going to make a move like this on Dogecoin if we're going to bounce back up again. ADA. ADA, we're looking at this as a corrective structure, and for this to make a move to the downside and continue to the upside. So what we have here is that we've got 3, we've got 2. Let's have a look here. This one. We've got 1, 2, 3 waves here. We've got 1, 2, 3 waves here. Let's see if we're going to have another 1, 2, 3 before pushing lower. So that will mean that we've got an A and a B and a C here. But with that, that means you've got here a 3 waves up, W, 3 waves down, X, and 3 waves up, Y. Okay, let's see what we're going to get on ADA. And lastly, Link. Link has not made any reversal as yet, but we expect at these levels to start getting a 3-wave pullback. We've got very strong divergence here on the 4-hour. So you can see we're making higher highs, we're making lower lows here. So we should see Link make a 3-wave pullback before any bounce to the upside. That's all for today, guys. We will not have the LTA today, but we will have one again tomorrow. Okay, as indicated in the beginning, we are currently short staffed. Have a good day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Cheers. Bye-bye.